Have you ever felt like you can't break past a certain running goal? You're not alone. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how I went from no running to a sub 90-minute 5K in under 10 months. I'm Ryan from Unstoppable and we help runners unlock their full potential. My journey didn't start with long distance running. For 7 years, I was a 100 metre and a 200 metre sprinter. Anything further than 400 metres, I'd be blown out my ass. In 2022 and 2023, I decided that I was going to go all in on sprinting. I studied with top sprint coaches like Achilles, the people who coach athletes like Andre de Grasse, and I spent hours in the gym, hours on the track, and I mapped out every second of my training, but something wasn't working. Despite hundreds of hours, I wasn't improving. To give you an idea, in 2022, the fastest legal time that I ran was 11.51 in the 100 meters. A year later, after all of that work, 11.66. It felt like my body just wasn't responding anymore. Now, I'm not one to quit, but I don't like it when I'm not making progress. So I needed a new challenge. I decided that I was going to get back into boxing, and I knew that I needed a solid endurance base to keep up in the ring. That's how I got into long distance running, which was a world that I had avoided for many years. I didn't start with a goal of a sub 90-minute 5K. At first, I just wanted to last longer in the ring without burning out, because if you're in a boxing ring and you're tired, it can be pretty dangerous. As a sprinter, pacing myself was very new to me. I'd go off way too fast, only to burn out before hitting that first kilometre. And I'd convinced myself for years that I absolutely hated long distance running. It was slow, it was repetitive, and it dragged on forever compared to the explosive intensity of sprinting. To make it harder, I weighed around 83 kilos, which is way too heavy for long distance running. Every step felt like my joints were taking a beating. At first, I wasn't even sure I'd stick with it, but then I started noticing something. Each run gave me a boost in the boxing ring. I went from struggling to do one round to being one of the fittest in the gym. I still didn't know how far I'd take this running thing, but the progress had me hooked. And then I had a moment that changed everything. 6 months into training, my left Achilles started flaring up. Swelling, lumps forming, which are all classic signs of pre-tendonitis. It was brutal. I'd wake up, barely able to walk down the stairs, each morning asking myself, is this even worth it? The injury wasn't just affecting my runs either, it was impacting my boxing too. I couldn't put weight on my back foot, making it harder to move and also defend in the ring. I started to wonder if I'd pushed myself too far, if maybe I should just call it quits. But that's not me. I made changes. Instead of 3 runs a week, I cut back to 2 and added in a 45 to 50 minute assault bike session to reduce the impact on my Achilles. I dropped a boxing session, added an extra rest day, invested in weekly physio sessions to keep the injury in check, and I also iced my Achilles morning and night. My new routine started paying off. This is how I structured my training. 1 long, slow 10K, 1 tempo run, and a session on the assault bike each week. I shortened my gym sessions to 30 to 40 minutes. I prioritized my sleep, which is something that I do anyway, but I just became more aware of it. 7 to 9 hours every single night, and dialed in my nutrition even more. Plenty of protein, fruits, vegetables, and drinking plenty of water throughout the day. And all of the supplements that I use are in the description below too. One day, after a deload week, I put my shoes on for a tempo run. As I started running, I noticed something different. My body felt light, I was running strong, everything felt smooth, and when I looked at my Garmin, I was hitting 4-minute kilometers with ease. That's when it hit me. I could actually go sub 20 on my 5K. And for the first time, I set it as my goal. With each run, my fitness grew and so did my confidence. The weight dropped from 82 kilos to 76, 77 kilos, and I felt the difference in every single step. Suddenly, long distance running, it wasn't a grind. It was a way to push myself beyond what I thought that I could handle. As I got closer to breaking the 20-minute mark, then I started eyeing up sub 19, and I started to believe that with the right structure and mindset, anything was going to be possible. And the closer that I got to my goal, the more focused I became. I didn't care about anything else. I just wanted that sub 19. I've been talking about going sub 19 in the boxing gym for a few weeks, but I hadn't done it yet. One day, after a solid boxing session, I decided today's the day. It was raining, the roads were wet, but to be honest, that only fueled me more. I found a route without traffic lights where I wouldn't have to stop and mentally prepared myself for the pain that was about to come. Halfway through, my body started to scream. Every muscle burned, my lungs were on fire, and I kept checking my Garmin, knowing that I needed to hit 3 minutes, 48 seconds per kilometre. I built a small buffer on the first couple of Ks, but I knew any slip-ups now were going to cost me dearly. Each step got harder and harder, but I pushed and I pushed. Relaxed my face, kept my head up, and reminded myself just one step at a time. And that's all you need to do.
5K PB in the bag.
When I saw 18:54 on my watch, I felt a wave of firstly relief and then pride. It was proof that anything that you set your mind to is possible, even if it seemed completely out of reach at first. Looking back, the biggest lesson I can give you if this is your goal is to be okay with the pain. Running your fastest times, it's never going to be easy. Mentally preparing for that pain, embracing it, that's when you'll get results. Now, I only ran 3 times a week. I am proof that if you're new to running and you don't have hours to spare, you can do it. Just know that consistency matters more than anything else. I did not miss a single run session. If I couldn't do it one day, I'd change it around, but I made it happen every single week. And I hope this video inspires you to do the same. My advice to you, enjoy the journey. Don't obsess over hitting specific times right from the start. Enjoy the process of improving your health, feeling stronger, fitter, and just putting in the work. Whatever your goal, commit to it fully. Move things around if you have to, but don't skip the work. You'll be amazed at what you are capable of. Now that you're inspired, you're going to want to watch the video that's appearing here now to make sure that you're not making these mistakes that destroy your run speed.